It's time for the CakeDrain Show with Drake and Cain.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the CakeDrain Show.
Yeah, it's summertime, and you gotta find something to do. For those of you that are in school, or still at school age, you're not in school right now, because it's summer, and you gotta do stuff. And your family probably planned some stuff. And maybe your family planned to take you to one of these weird roadside tourist attractions that me and Drake have found. These are different.
Very different.
They're strange. They could potentially be fun, maybe deadly. Don't know about that, but I'll let Drake start off the list of these weird tourist traps in America.
So this first one literally made me laugh when I read it. But if you're interested in this sort of thing, this has to deal, if you've ever contemplated the art of a toilet seat. Yes, there is a toilet seat museum in San Antonio, Texas.
Beautiful.
Run by a man named Barney Smith.
I was hoping his name was John.
I know. It's not all things can be that great. But he is an artist and a former plumber. He was known as the King of Thrones.
Oh.
All hail the king. But this is the cool thing. This guy's 84 years old and he's still doing this today. He's still painting and decorating toilet seats. There are over 1,150 toilet seats. That was as of the end of last year. And the cool thing about this was this guy had them around his house, you know, just kind of his own little collection. Then suddenly one of the TV stations did a story on him, and then he decided, let's make a museum.
Did he design any of the toilets for Game of Thrones?
I don't know. You may have to ask the guy, because you can go and tour this. He gives like guided tours. And I love his quote because it is so, it's a cake drain type quote. I can't even eat when I'm hungry or sleep when I'm sleepy when I'm working on toilet seats. He'll work on to the early hours of the morning when he's doing one of these things.
Dedication.
See, that's kind of never get in movie making mode. We're like, let's just do this, let's finish it.
I bet he never has issues coming up with new ideas, because whenever anybody wants to do some deep thinking,
where do you go?
They do it on the toilet.
That's
so
right.
He's just got never-ending inspiration all the time.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, completely free admission. You just have to call ahead so that you can get a guided tour.
BYOT.
Yep.
P. BYOTP.
Yes. All right. So what is your...
Well, the first one that I got today is appetizing if you're a pig. As you know, pigs, they eat a lot of things. They eat pretty much anything, right? And they can digest a really amazing amount of things, like that normal people can't digest. But they still can't digest hair. So fear not, if you go to St. Benedict, Oregon, you can witness for yourself the largest pig hairball.
Excuse me?
The largest pig hairball. This is a big, stinking, like, volleyball-sized hairball. So
That's
the
big.
pig / hog, it's pig, but their worst enemy, their only weakness, hair. Yeah, I had to put this one on the list for just sake of weirdness. This is like some Ripley's Believe It or Not stuff.
I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Well,
mark that one off your bucket list.
yeah.
People in Oregon already have.
I'd like to check that out myself. So, speaking of world's largest things, in Alexandria, Indiana, you can visit the world's largest ball of paint.
Ooh.
It was created by a man named Michael Carmichael.
Famous paintballer.
Yeah. He originally started the first ball of paint in the 1960s when he was playing softball for a local charity league and hit a baseball into a can of paint.
That's a good aim.
Yeah. So he decided, let me paint on layers every day and just see how big it gets. He did it every day for 2 years, and it got to the size and shape of about a football. He donated that to a children's museum where you can still find it. But he's done even better. And on January 1st, 1977, for you math nerds, it's about 38 years ago, he had his oldest son paint a layer of paint on a baseball. Now, every day he paints on new layers. And it still hangs from a rafter in a small building in his backyard. They say it has over 20,000 coats on it, whenever it was accepted into the Guinness World Records in 2004. So that's 11 years ago. So who knows how huge this thing is now. And it's hands-on. You can actually go and be a part of history. You can go in, help paint a layer, and you can sign your name with what number layer you painted.
Ooh.
And the cool thing is,
That's pretty awesome.
It's completely free, but if you want to paint, you just need to call and set up an appointment, and you can paint on this ball. I mean, we may go and
have your name on a ball of paint.
We may do
on a layer of a ball.
Do a CakeDrain layer on it someday.
Who knows?
Maybe a CakeDrain road trip at some point.
That's something right there.
That's something.
Paint is forever. If you buy it at Lowe's. Sponsor.
Sponsor.
All right, the next one. This one's cool because I've actually been to this one. Believe it or not, when I was a wee lad. This is
Eyewitness.
Hole in the Rock, and this is in Moab, Utah.
Utah.
And it's pretty self-explanatory. Some people dug a hole into, like a room-sized hole, into the side of like a plateau or a mesa, and then they painted on the side of it Hole in the Rock, and they carved out 13 rooms. It's got a gift shop in there. Now it's got a petting zoo. Whenever I went there, they didn't have one yet, so they're improving on the Hole in the Rock, and it's apparently got the largest collection of Lyle Nichols sculptures. So we'll put up some pictures of Mr. Lyle Nichols, but largest collection. It's random, it's rustic, and it's very Utah.
Very Utah.
But yeah, it was cool, and I think it's been in a movie. I'm pretty sure it was in one of the Transformers movies. I could be wrong about that, but this thing is cool. You should go check it out, just for fun.
That would be really cool.
I enjoyed it as a kid.
Now, this one I had to say for last because it is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. It is a giant lady's leg sundial located in beautiful Roselawn, Indiana.
Lovely.
Not only is this a strange thing, but the story of where it is even better. It currently resides in a, shall we say, clothing optional resort.
Oh.
It was originally built by, I'm not making this up, Dick Drost, who was the son of the managers at the time. It stands 63 feet long and is correctly positioned so it'll tell time. And the reason they did it was because a lot of nudists don't wear watches, so they can tell the time. Just FYI, it's really weird. And it now stands in Sun Aura Nudist Resort. It's behind their combination office, sauna, and restaurant. So you need to get a little work done, you need to sweat off a little bit, and you need a little good bite to eat all in one building, because that's what we all need. But, and you can go, the management likes to enforce that it's clothing optional, so you can wear clothes to take a picture of this. But if you decide to get in the spirit of things, there is a sign towards the exit road that says, stop, clothes need to be worn beyond this point. So that way you don't get on the road and be noticed. So that was definitely a shock and awe example. I don't think that can be topped, but
we'll see.
Do you have another?
I have a last one.
Last one.
I would say it's equally weird, and I was surprised that it wasn't in New Mexico, but you'll understand where it's from whenever I tell you what it's about. Mm-hmm. Let's see if you can guess where it's from. This is an Area 51 alien travel center / brothel.
I'm gonna say Nevada.
Nevada, that is correct. It is in Amargosa, something like that. Mm-hmm. Nevada. Alien travel center / brothel. Now, I don't know if this is just where you go and you learn about UFOs and the area and some other things that you have to be old enough to learn about, or if this is where aliens make a pit stop and hang out with some Earth ladies or men, or maybe this is just one of Kirk's hotspots.
I think I've heard of this before because I've done research on weird places before. Don't judge me, but I believe this is actually built because the guy wanted a place for aliens to come and have a pit stop. So it's kind of like Men in Black, but more.
Well, no, that's a different place.
That's a different place?
We mentioned
Okay,
in the
I'm sorry.
show before
That's
guy.
right.
That's the travel center where he's like, "Hey, aliens land here." I
That's
think this
right.
is just a information center, a brothel disguised as an alien. Hey, tourist attraction.
Wow.
Like, hey, this Area 51 is Nevada, hey, and we got hookers too.
Yeah.
So
hopefully you guys
think twice about going to these last two places.
Yeah, if you do.
But the other ones are probably fun.
Hand sanitizer's cheap. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just
So are
FYI.
clothes.
So, hope you guys have enjoyed this odd episode. Thanks for sticking around. If you have, make sure you guys check out our friend D-Rock, who doesn't speak about such weird things, at the Wrestling Talk 1, where he talks about all things pro wrestling, and also the real D-Rock 1, where he vlogs about all of his random thoughts and whatever. Also, my channel, Drake the True Snake, all one word, and where I vlog about behind-the-scenes stuff and day-to-day life here in Missouri and this, that, and the other. So I hope to see you guys next time, and check out our podcast
Oh, yeah.
over on SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/CakeDrain-Productions.
That's where you can hear us talk.
That's right.
More. If this isn't enough.
If you can't get enough CakeDrain, there you go.
In both ears all the time.
So I hope to see you guys next time. Peace out, and remember, Bruce! That was fun. Odd.
Unidentified female object.